Hello and welcome to the Build with Bear Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to talk to you about a bunch of stuff. Things that are happening with me, things that are happening with you, uh, model kits, upcoming events, anime, the whole thing. I didn't shave today. I probably should have, but whatever. I have to shave tomorrow instead. That's cool. I'm going to throw the Bear Cave and the Moat in the chat and the Lego emote. One, to say hi to everybody so you can put it back, and also to thank Mr. Bob for resubscribing 25 months. That's incredible. That is a 25-month streak. Mr. Bob, thank you so much. Mr. Bob is a early adopter, folks, because I have only been an affiliate for a little over 2 years. So Mr. Bob is like a day one. Mr. Bob was there in chat for my first streams before I became an affiliate, which, to be fair, was pretty quick. I went from streamer to affiliate pretty fast due to great viewership and recurring viewership. German says Mr. Bob out here being the MVP. Indeed. Dude Wants His Rug is here. Leo's here. Ultron's here. Durman's here. Hello, everybody. This is the pre-show. This is kind of the chat before we get to the building. Just a chance for us to hang out here, talk, let some latecomers come in. And by latecomers, I mean, like, they didn't get here the minute I said I was going to do this. They're naturally just finding their way here, finish up another stream, the what have yous. But yeah, Ultron told me before the recording of this stream started that they picked up the RE100, the GPO4 Gundam, which is a rad kit. That's a good-looking Gundam. Grid Shield. I forgot that was on my wish list. I like the RE100s. I've heard good things about that kit. I'm excited to build that in the future. Ultron says it's very neat looking. And also, and I'll say this in the middle, thank you very much for buying this because my backlog is a little light right now. It's a little light. Right now I have the GM command, which we're working on now, which I think if we don't finish it tonight, we will finish it on Thursday. There's no way we're not finishing this. Like, by the next stream. I don't know if like you said, I don't know, because we've done upper body here. This is green, so you can't see that. We've done the feet. We've done the waist. We've done the interior of the legs. We got to do the exterior. We got to do the backpack. We got to do the weapons. Not many weapons in this one. Leo says, I binged the first 13 and a half episodes of Demon Slayer between yesterday and today, and now I'm ashamed for being late to this party. Leo, no shame here. As folks know, when it started last season, I dropped off of Demon Slayer. The jokey episodes were too jokey and to me in the beginning, and the serious stuff was so heavy. And I think they got better. One, they got better at balancing it. So even like this last week's episode, which was like intense in parts, was also full of charm and loveliness. Um, and then it has the moments of silly. Yeah, the show is totally all over the place. Yeah, but I think I grew to love the characters, so I don't mind the guy with a boar's head wakes up and immediately wants to fight people, but is a good guy, but is a guy with a boar's head. And Tanjiro is just so pure and good and nice. Also, there's a moment late in the show where he's just like sniff, sniff. Like the fact that he uses his sense of smell and it's totally accurate is such a weird thing. But he's like sniff, sniff. I think you're angry, and it's like what? And she is angry. It's great. I've been working on that little Capsule Corp bike kit. It's taking me a long time because I'm filling in holes and sanding seams to get ready to paint. Durman, yeah, those kits are great, and it makes sense why they are inexpensive in Japan because they take a lot. They skip a lot of steps and do a lot of shortcuts. But yeah, as I was saying, we've got the GM command, which we're going to work on tonight. We've got a Lego set that I'm going to build next. I've also got, it's very, very good. I'm glad I can mooch my buddy's Crunchyroll. Heck yeah. And then we've got the Super Saiyan Go tanks to build. Now, I could have built Super Saiyan Go tanks next, but it's a Dragon Ball Figure Eyes kit, which means it has stickers, and I need a break. Now, we do have 2 more stickers to put on, which we will, and we do have a water slide decal sticker that we're going to put on. But that's 4 stickers, 5 at the most for this kit, which I'm totally cool with. I need a break from stickers. We're going to do a 3-in-1 box, which means that there are no stickers because a Lego set has no decals if it's a 3-in-1 because you got to reuse pieces. So I just need that. Just need that. Because those one-piece kits had so many fucking stickers on them. And water slides, and it was a lot. Sticker vacation, right? Yeah. Durman says, honestly, the quality is surprisingly good on this kit. Most of the seams are real close to being perfect. Yeah, I mean they're good. It's just they're small, and I remember that kit in particular. The Goku was frustrating to keep together. I remember that being annoying, and it might have just been me, but and I built that directly after a vacation, so I might have just been out of it. All right, let's go to the overhead. It's time to build. Now, one thing I should say, because it's been a while, Leo reminds me of talking about Crunchyroll. It's been a while since I said this as we go to the overhead for the commands. As you can see, the kit that we got here, we're going to do some stuff here with that. We can put these aside for now. I, right now, have a gifted Verve account, verve.co, VRV. I have a gifted account for that, which means that I have a premium Crunchyroll subscription that I do not pay for. I pay for my Hulu, and when I watch anime on Netflix, I pay for Netflix when I do that, which I'm not currently doing. And it's important for me to say that any time I'm talking about a Crunchyroll show or something that I'm watching on Crunchyroll that maybe is on multiple things, but I'm watching on Crunchyroll, please take that with a grain of salt if you need to. Now, there is no anything with this. This is a premium account that was gifted to me. There is no, I'm trying to say the words the right. Expectation is the word I was looking for. No expectation. There is no one has said, hey, Pat, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that. I was gifted this account, or this premium. It's not sponsored at all, Leo. And if it was, you'd know. And that's because I talk about this stuff on stream that my contact at Crunchyroll and Verve found it helpful if they were going to be giving out accounts to people. It would make sense to give out accounts, free accounts to people that are talking about their product and are honest and earnest about it. So I will never promote something that I'm not interested in, or talk about a show because I feel obligated to. I don't sugarcoat things, as you know. I stopped watching a show that I didn't like. Do You Love Her Mother and her 2-hit multi-target attacks? I stopped watching because I was not enjoying the show and, in fact, was hating it. That's fine. If I ever do a promotional, if I ever get involved in promotion, be it like a link for signups or anything like that, of course you'll all know that. I will document it. It will be clearly noted. I will say it. If I ever look at a video game or anything like that, I will always make sure, any sort of sponsorship deal, I will always be sure to tell people that. That being said, if you know of a comic book shop or a hobby shop that does model kits or sells model kits, or an online store, if you know anyone that works in that industry that would be interested in sponsoring Build with Baer, thank you for hosting, Harold. Appreciate it. Let's throw the Baer in there. I'm open for the discussion. Like, if a shop wanted to do something where, let's say once a month they sent me a kit to build on stream, and I say, hey, this kit was purchased by so-and-so. In the same way that I say I would do a mailbag about it and give them that, in the same way that I thank you for buying stuff off my wish list. I would say, hey, this kit was bought by so and so. They bought this kit for me to build on stream. Here's a link to their store, or here's where they are in the world, that kind of thing. Aristofan's here. Hi, Aristofan. Harold's here, of course. Um, but that's how I would look at it, right? I currently have no offers for that, but that's something that I have worked on now and again. Um, you know, we would we would make it a big deal. We would treat it with the respect and the reverence of that. Um, but any conversation I would have about the idea of someone sponsoring the stream by buying a kit or anything like that, uh, um, I would always make it a point to like say like, oh, okay, well there are caveats to this, right? Like, and the caveat is just content, and by that I mean like I'm not interested in uh, censoring myself or the discussions we have here or anything like that in order to get like a $50 model kit. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm going to sell out, it's going to be for a fucking lot. I'm also not going to sell out. Congratulations, Harold, on 17 cents on HQ. Uh, Good work, my friend. Congrats on that. Um, Bear stream. This is the master grade from before with the shiny green stickers. Indeed, Silver Streak. We are still working on this. We're probably going to finish this up. We did two stickers here. We did one that's behind the green plastic, and we did one that's on the head. And then we will have two stickers that I believe both of these are going to be on the gun that we'll build, the machine gun that we were putting together. But yeah, I want to bring that up that like I am always looking for ways to not just like make money, but also broaden and get in front of a new audience and all that. And then the idea of having some funds, sent to me or kits purchased for me by a company, like I'm definitely not opposed to that. Um, like I said, I'm certainly opposed to the caveats that sometimes go along with things like that. I would be, definitely paying attention to that and asking those questions and all that. Um, Hello, Infamous. Welcome. Like, if I did a stream and it was sponsored because a company or business bought me a model kit to build on stream, and they said, "Hey, could you not swear in this stream?" I would say, "Yes, I can do that." That is a thing. Uh, that is a thing that I am totally willing to discuss and like is totally a reasonable request. Now, if they're like, "Cool. Also, can you not talk about the following things?" I would say, I am not going to censor myself and my chat. If things come up organically, if we're talking about things that are happening in the world, I am definitely opposed to censoring that. We're a nice chat full of nice people that talk about cool things, but we also talk about real things and things that aren't so nice. And I'm not interested in making this a place where people get censored so that I can earn a little bit of money. Like, that's definitely not the place that we're in. This thing, I have to pinch these together to put this on, and it's weird, and I'm going to figure it out. We'll do it from here. I'm going to get you into 3D printing sometime, Pat, just through osmosis. You're going to start kit bashing your own model kits, printing them out on stream, then building them on stream. I mean, that is something that always seems cool, and I'm always had a lot of respect for folks that do their own kit bashing and their own 3D printing and building rules. And then Terminator says, let's all get resin 3D printers and start making our own giant robots. I mean, I have a lot of respect for it. I think though, if you haven't been to the Discord lately, Silver Streak has been posting a lot of cool photos of works in progress, and it's really neat and inspiring to see a creator doing things. And it says there is one of the top 3D printers on sale on Woot right now for $160, which is like $100 off. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not currently in the market for a new thing. Um, German says, "Don't come here and tell me these things." I understand. Hey, it's tempting. Look, one of the things I'm very proud of and also take responsibility for is when people are like, I'm trying model kit building, or I got back into model kit building because of your streams. And I'm always like, that's awesome. I love that. And also, I'm so sorry about your disposable income and how you're spending it on model kits now. Oh no, I'm so sorry. When I hear things like Zorbs, longtime subscriber, who like started doing model kit stuff with his kids, and I think about like people who are like, I never thought I could try this, or then ask questions and get themselves a high grade and try things out, and it means a lot to me. Uh, but also, yeah, I'm sorry that like you're online buying incredibly expensive kits because you have a soft spot in your childhood for a thing that hasn't been mass produced in 20 years, and now you're buying big old weird kits and equipment, and you got God hands, you got God tier clippers. Sorry. I'm mostly joking. It's just crazy to see how maker stuff has exploded out. Oh, totally. No, I have I have a lot of respect for makers. I haven't been to New York Maker Fair in a couple of years, but I did go not too long ago. It was really fun, um, and it was really awesome to check out all the different people that were working on stuff and see what they're working on. God, that was a long time ago that I went to that Maker Fair. It was years ago. I still want that Metal Gear Rex. It's like $90. Yup. Mr. Bob asked, "Hi, Mr. Bob. What's good 3D printer now? I feel like I fell off after MakerBot drama exploded itself. Creative Ender 3 or the Any Cubic Mega Run. Uh, Ender 3 on sale for $160. Oh, woot. I have the i3 Mega, and it's super simple to set up. Only two pieces. Two pieces sounds pretty simple. Okay. Getting a an invite to a Google Doc. It's exciting, right, folks? Someone wants me to share information on a Google Doc with them. Um, I am working on a currently cannot talk about it project that could be something very fun that you might like, or could be just me spending some time with a friend and then nothing comes of it. I don't know where we're at right now. I think it could be fun. I also don't know if it's going to lead to anything, so we'll see. Uh, Leo says, I forgot that as a kit he never opened. Does it involve wrestling? Asked Silver Streak. No. Weirdly enough, it does not include wrestling. Uh, oh, Leo, yeah, you got a high grade. That's fun. That's a good kit. That's on my wish list, or the real grade version of that is on my wish list, let's say. I shouldn't buy a 3D printer, but at the same time, I understand. Yeah, I have a friend that does a lot of 3D printing, and to the point where they like ask people, "Hey, does anybody need anything 3D printed? Let me know. I want to do new stuff." Like they've run out of things that they want, which I think is very funny. I should think about maybe collaborating with one of my friends who has that stuff on like a design, and then maybe assemble it. That's a possibility. No promises, of course. In the same way that this project that I'm getting invited about a Google Doc about, I don't know if we'll go anywhere or be anything outside of maybe just spending a little time with a friend of mine and then seeing if it turns into something that we want to keep doing for an audience. All right, that leg is almost done. I have been told via the internet, which you can always trust, that this kit, the legs of this kit feel bad going in. Like the pressure you have to put on the leg joints to connect to the waist feels bad. So that is a good thing to know. It might have, it might have been a run of this kit. It might have been every version of this kit. I don't know. We won't know necessarily until we attach them. But that's a thing that's like I like knowing that. Oh, the Woot deal just sold out. Well, there you go. Uh, a friend who loved printing so much they signed up on Treat Stock now print stuff for cash for people. That's smart, Silver Streak. That is a small business endeavor. It's like, well, I don't need to do this, but I want to do this. I guess now I'm a small business owner. That's some hustle. I like that. Uh, yeah. I haven't seen that documentary, but I do know that, yeah, like some friends of mine who are really into printing kind of, you know what it is? Honestly, and this is very funny, that two of my friends who are really into um, 3D printing are now really into drones, which you can 3D print equipment for your drones, but they fly drones a lot now. They moved from 3D printing to drones, which feels very late 2000 teens to be like, no, I don't build stuff on 3D model kits anymore, or 3D models. I fly drones, take take video with them. Feels right. There are so many drone 3D models. Makes sense, yeah. Just shells and cases and 3D print equipment for it and all that. Like, yeah, that makes total sense that would be the case. All right, so this goes in like this, and then this goes like that. All right, one leg is done. Time to work on the other leg, including the other part of this leg that was well, not annoying, but it was a little weird. Uh, we'll do it here. It was just like you have to put these little tiny pieces on there. It's one of those things where it is an odd thing to be hold these two pieces tightly as you apply this piece. Is not something I normally do here with model kits, so it's a little weird. Uh, Hello, Christian. Uh, I have a drone build, but it's very tiny and scares my cats. It's fun. I want to print an upgrade for your drone. Here's 100 parts. Want to print your own drone. Here's 100 parts and an engine list. My best friend just got his FAA drone operator's license. Hell yeah, Harold. That's awesome. Uh, that's very cool. Are those parts already that shiny out of the box? Uh, I assume you're talking to me, Silver Streak. And if so, yes. Um, yeah. Yeah. We haven't done anything to this kit. I mean, it might just be the this color feels very shiny on my lights. Yeah, the legs look super shiny, smooth compared to a lot of model kits I see. So it might be this color, which is real, because it is just a beige color. It might be popping. It also could be under the lights I'm currently using, which we can turn that off there. It doesn't look as shiny there. I just turned one of them off. I didn't turn both off, but I'm going to turn it back on because the lights I have for being able to build and also the green screen, I am using uh, some bulbs in here. Bulb is coming on in 3, 2, 1. Um, these lights are mostly now it has a gloss look to it. Yeah, it certainly does. Yeah, I have these lights here for the green screen and also for this. When I don't have these lights on and I'm like doing like Lego stuff and trying to like organize, I have found that the navy blue color and black I can't tell the difference, and then I add the lights and I'm like, oh no, I can see. So that has always been very helpful. Is using these lights for that in particular. All right, so this goes on here. This goes. Small upside down. Can't remember which side it goes where. Yeah, so this is not an odd thing, but it is a thing where I have to kind of line this up and then put on the piece where I want it and kind of line it up right. Oops, which I didn't do right there, so I get to do it again. You just need to build a halo light, right? Yes, Durman, that would be probably helpful. It is really helpful for my building purposes to have the lights that I have here. They are I forget what they. I'm gonna look up what I use. I used to have a list of everything, but it is not accurate. And then let's see, lights or bulb. Search my Amazon purchases for bulb. Yeah, so I have eMart full spectrum lights. I use, yes, these are 150 watt, 105 watt. Sorry, 105 daylight for photography. These were recommended by a friend of mine who uses green screens a lot as a good light, and of course they are pointed at umbrellas and then bounce back. And I'm still not perfect with this stuff. I've just figured out how to use it as best I can in this environment. The secret trick for me is once I started focusing, like really like zooming in on me and making me bigger in the window, green screening is way easier. But I used to be pulled back a lot more, and that's when it was very clear that I wasn't properly lighting behind me. It's still not great, as you can see. The autofocus sometimes saturation happens, and I get not great. Hi, say what, Steve? Welcome, welcome. Working on the GM command here from War in the Pocket. Happy to have you here on the stream. We've been talking about 3D printing tonight, which as I said, certainly interested in, but no plans in the future, in the present or near future, to do any on stream. Right now, I'm pretty happy with doing Lego sets and trying to find, like, the 3-in-1s have been fun. I've enjoyed doing those. I've also enjoyed doing oh yeah, this is on wrong. That's why this isn't feeling right. This is on upside down. I've also been enjoying getting back into doing Gunpla, because it's been a little while since we did any Gunpla, or particularly a Master Grade. This Master Grade has been enjoyable because it has been a while since I got the chance to do one. And that real grade we're going to build in the future. I'm looking forward to that as well. Oh, I could tell you that it's now. Is it as hot as it is for Lashbrook in Texas right now? No, but I will say it's pretty hot out here in old NYC. We had a couple cool days. We had some brief hoodie weather, and then it got hot again, and that's not what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the heat. I'm looking for it to get cooler, particularly as I've just talked about, making use of these lights, which are great for what we do here, but also when it's hot in here and I add these lights in, that's not the best. It's not the best in the world. I'm looking forward for it to cool off a little bit. I got a fan going. I was using my window fan, but I have that closed, or turned off, I should say, because my window fan is now hitting the point where it is getting very loud to run, and that's not good. It's probably time for a new one, but almost done with the hot season, so I could power through. The fan I have here just kind of contributes a little background noise, but it's not like bad. Uh, Say what Steve says. Just moved to Milwaukee, and I'm bitter. Actual fall weather has not started yet. Right? You're in Milwaukee now. To be fair, uh, you're gonna have some goddamn winters coming up, so you will have that. So maybe it not being fall. Now my hope is you still get some fall, and it doesn't do what it occasionally we get out here, which is always frustrating, which is the long summer. Oh, it's suddenly winter. Like you get that 1 week of fall where it's like, heck yeah, and then it just drops and suddenly it's the winter time and you're like, no, no, not big winter coats, leather jackets and hoodies. What happened? Take the inside lining out of my big coat because it's rainy and I gotta wear my coat. Uh, that would be a bummer, but I am a winter person, so I'll make it. Heck yeah! I mean, I am also a winter person. I don't mind the summer. I'm not opposed to it. Hey, here's the thing. Uh, I'm very grateful that I live in New York and I get some seasons. You don't get all the seasons, but I get some of the seasons. I'm very happy that I get some seasons here. Because I like the season. I like them when they change. I like to experience it. I'm going to be able to see some leaves fall because there's some trees on my street, and so that'll be nice to see a little bit of that. And then also the fact that I am not a homeowner, I am a renter. I occasionally shovel a little bit of snow, but not like when I lived with my parents in Connecticut, and I would shovel lots of snow. So always grateful about that. I don't have that part in my life. But I do miss, having a little bit more snowfall than I currently have. Oh, I missed D7. I missed a piece. So gabbing about snowfall. Almost missed a part I got to put on. I would have noticed it, I think, pretty quickly that I had missed a thing. I think. As we finish off D. D's are done. The D's are done, man. What do I need now? J. J's here. Great. Yes, finishing off J. Yeah, we're definitely getting into this. Because we are finishing up some sheets. So we're definitely getting through this kit, which I don't mind because this was a fun build. But, generally for our purposes, a master grade is, 2.5 to 3 streams, which seems to me totally reasonable since we, just do 2 hours a stream. Speaking of streams, let me tell you about a stream that's happening this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Maybe you would like to join me this Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern for some Jackbox games. That's right. It's our monthly Jackbox stream where I play games with you, the chat. You're all welcome to participate. Does not cost any money, obviously. There's no requirement to be a subscriber, although thank you if you are. And we'll talk about that in the middle. Because the end of tomorrow is the end of September. So if you have not, if you want to get on those price deals, you got to do that today or tomorrow. But yeah, no requirements to play. You got to be obviously on the stream live, watching the stream tomorrow or Wednesday at 9 p.m. You're more than welcome to join me for that. I look forward to having some folks come in and play some Jackbox games. I love playing bracketeering with large groups, so much more fun. Yes, bracketeering is great with a large group. If we have the numbers tomorrow or Wednesday, I keep saying tomorrow. It's on Wednesday. It's on Wednesday. Wednesday is that. Yeah, if we have the numbers for it, I definitely want to do it because it is way more fun when we have people. All right, so I was told this feels bad connecting them. That didn't feel bad. It might have just been the person that made their kit might have just been a little awkward, or they're way more sensitive than me because that did not about pushing pieces into pieces. That didn't feel bad. There also could have been a revision of this kit if the early versions of it were annoying or felt bad. But yeah, connecting those like pieces there didn't feel bad, so that's good. We win then. All right, let's put the side skirt pieces on our storage, I assume, for more bullets. F2. We also will have some leftover components here. We will have some options. There are some extra parts here that we will not need to assemble that are meant for doing like a revision to the kit to make it not the colony version, of which I will, always leave in the box, but I have no necessary interest in like doing the options. I like that. I've always been a fan of that. Having like, here is the alternate chess piece. Like, if you want to put this on, you totally can. It's slightly different. You don't have to, but you have the option. I like that. I've always enjoyed that. When they give you the versions, if you want to modify it. Yeah, I'm not going to on this kit, but you got the chance if that's something you'd like to do. What's everybody been playing lately? We can check in on that. I've been playing that Untitled Goose Game. I'm just about done with it. I didn't have much time to play today because I had stuff going on, but I played a lot of it yesterday. And I really like that goose game. The goose is loose, and the goose is rude. And I'm really digging that goose. But yeah, what are y'all playing? I have not checked out Arcade. It is not currently available for my iPad, which is where I would play it. Play games probably more than my phone. So, waiting to see about that. I just completed the DLC stories for Spider-Man. Heck yeah, Ultron. That could have been its own spin-off game. Wow. All right. I don't know if I'm familiar with all that, but that sounds great. That's a great Spider-Man. It's a great Spider-Man game. So that's cool. If anybody's okay. So actually what I'm going to do is instead of putting these on first and then connecting, I'm actually going to connect this so that I have I can kind of hold this all together as I connect the pieces, and then I'll add them in. This went together nice and easy, and these should go on pretty simple. I played a fuck ton of the COD beta. Oh, all right, Christian. Cool. Played a little Call of Duty in the betas. Yeah, I heard some positives and some negatives about that. A lot of positives about some of the modes. The negatives are mostly just like getting into certain games and all that. Some people were having some trouble getting it to work. Still a fun game. That's awesome. I'm glad you had fun. All right, we are body complete. We are going to work on our backpack. We are going to work on our weapons. I already did one of the weapons. I'll just say it comes with 2 beam sabers. And so I did one of them. The beam saber holder is on the back, but you can also take this off and put it behind the shield, which I really like. I always like that when Gundams use the shield. Harold just cheered 150 bits, plus 15 because the Subway Cheer emote still exists until the end of day tomorrow Eastern Time. Thank you very much, Harold, for that. Yeah, if you want to do bits and coins, which are always appreciated, use search for the Subway Cheer emote because I get bonus, and that's cool. Harold, have a great night. Thank you for the bits and coins. Always appreciated, my friend. Thank you. I just got to check out something real quick, and then I'll get back into the building process in a moment. All right, good. All right, I hit the threshold has been hit. Uh, just checking something real quick. Great. I figured it was my last chance to take advantage of September. Indeed, Harold. Thank you for taking advantage of September. That is a reminder. We'll get into more detail soon about that, but right now, just as a reminder to folks, if you've never been a Tier 1 subscriber and you would like to, yes, Harold is now at 669 bits. Thank you, Harold. But yeah, if you would like to become a Tier 1 subscriber for the first time, you can do that for half off. If you'd like to convert your Prime, your free one because you linked your Amazon Prime with Twitch Prime, you can convert that for half off. If you want to convert a gifted sub, you can do that for half off. And it will go into effect when your current subscription it needs to be renewed. You'll suddenly get that for the discounted price. It does not work if you're gifting someone. If you're gifting someone, that's full price. And then also Bits and Coins do have that bonus, which is very nice and cool. All right, so working on our backpack of our body complete kit. We could stop right here. It would be weird if we were like, and we're done. We are not going to finish this backpack. That would be a weird choice to make. If we were just like, yeah, it's done. I don't need a backpack or weapons. I don't need to make the machine gun or a shield. I'm good. It'd be very odd of me and us. All right, A10 and E. What's the E's here? That's F. And great. We're going to build our rockets here. Do two of these at a time. I overshot 666. Well, Harold, can't, I understand. Have a good night, my friend. Sometimes you can't hit the number that you're looking to hit the number. Trying to hit that big number. It's still nice though. Yeah, if anybody else has played anything, let me know. I've been doing the solo adventure at Hearthstone, just the free portion. I haven't paid more, just because it's fun. I really enjoy doing the. Oops, I need to do that. I really do enjoy doing the. What was it? Oh, the solo adventure. It's fun. You get a lot of weird cards and weird interactions and things that aren't part of the normal game, and that's very fun. Big fan of it. That new Magic set dropping next week. Pretty hyped about that. Heck yeah. Yeah, I've been seeing a little pre-release buzz about that. I don't follow Magic that much, but I know that the Loading Ready Run family seems to be gearing up for that and pretty hyped. And a few of my other friends that are into Magic the Gathering. I am not as much as I was once in my life. There was a point in my life where I was very much into Magic the Gathering. That is a long time since then. Since those heady Magic-loving days. Still, obviously, a ton of respect for it. But, I mean, I was an early follower and then got out of there. Gingerbread videos sold me on it. Yeah, I realized pretty early on in my youth, actually, which is good. It's a very good time to figure it out. Oh, I can't buy cards. Because I'll just keep buying cards. And I'll just keep buying packs. Thank you thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much to my friends in, I don't know, the mid 90s that were like, we're not into Magic anymore, which allowed me to not be into Magic anymore because I didn't have anybody to play with and I was able to quit. And thank God, because yeah, it would have been a problem. Um, so that's the only card game I ever bought physical cards for. Everything else, I just played the video game versions. Um, I had a friend who tried to get me into Pokemon trading card game, and I resisted. And nobody I knew liked Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, so I just played that on the Game Boy Advance because every other game would be the World Championship version, which was the official rule set, and that was enough. And I would get on a train from New Haven, Connecticut to New York and go to Newgrounds, which was a place where people played all sorts of card games. But I would go for Yu-Gi-Oh, the video game version, World Championship tournaments, and I would play that, which was really fun and a great way to be into my hobby without freaking the fuck out about it. Um, and watch other tournaments. I would go and it would be a whole thing. I would play in tournaments. I would watch tournaments. I would hang out with my New York friends. Yu-Gi-Oh was the shit here in Argentina during the early 2000s. Hell yeah, yeah. It did pretty damn well here in the U.S. I mean, not like super super well, but pretty big. Um, the video games were, I mean, the Game Boy Advance games were solid. The World Championship versions, and then they would put out like a weird rules one. I remember I got a Yu-Gi-Oh game for like PlayStation or PlayStation 2, and I was so mad that it wasn't the official rules. I was so mad that it wasn't like the right one, that it was like some weird thing where like type 1. So like Dark would always beat like whatever. And it didn't matter the numbers, it was just about playing type, and I got so mad cuz I was like that's not how you play the game. This is wrong. Oh, I was so pissed. So mad about that. Uh Let's see. All right, so we got one sticker that goes in the backpack, and then the last one will go on the gun, I imagine. So I'm just going to pop this out here. Make sure this looks okay. All right. Speaking of stickers, my next closer look video, which will go out not this Monday, but the next Monday, um, will be about the One Piece kits. I'll take a nice deep dive on the two One Piece kits we built on stream and looking at uh, a kit that relies heavily on stickers and talk about that and show some close-ups, show some of the water decals, how they look after a little while of being just in a box and how they turned out. And I think that'll be a good little closer look for people, especially folks that like are interested in sticker stuff. And I might even do some more of the water transfers in the video, but I haven't decided yet. All right, so so we got one sticker on the back there. You can see right there. Backpack looks great. It integrates very well with the kit. And now we're gonna build a machine gun. Pretty simple. We will build some magazines. One magazine goes in the gun, the other two go in the shield. And as I've stated tonight and in general, I really like that. That's a good looking backpack. Totally. It's not too bulky. It doesn't feel like it draws attention away from anything. It just looks functional, which I like. But yeah, one of the things I like about, I always love that, like, this is where the beam sabers go. That attention to detail I always really like. And when they're like, it's a shield, but it's also storage because, well, if I were to carry a shield around, it's got to do more than just be a shield. And I like that. The economics of that are always interesting to me. Yeah. Especially for a kit that's like gonna be around the colonies and has to do some work and doesn't have support vehicles right there or a depot. It's like, yeah, it's got 2 beam sabers. It can't use them both at once, but, you know, I love it when they take the swords out of the shields. Yes. Hell yeah. We can do that on this kit. Well, we will do that. Right now you can see the backpack, or the back here has for beam sabers for reaching behind you, but you can also pop this off. Oops. That's definitely going to come off a bunch. I bet. You can definitely pop off this and put it behind the shield as well, which is cool. All right, so we built that. There's nothing. I don't have a lot to say about this gun. There's nothing particularly interesting about it. We will put a sticker on it. It's a machine gun. I do like that it's not like a beam gun. It's just the machine gun that this kit holds. I'll turn them over. I don't know. I don't know why, but that's, yeah. These rockets definitely are. These boosters are definitely going to keep popping off. If I was displaying this, I would probably put some blue tack there. But since I'm not displaying this, I'm not going to worry about it. All right. Yeah. This is pretty standard. It's 5 pieces, including the. It's 5 pieces, including the magazine that goes in here. Yeah. Yeah, including the magazine. I do like the location of the magazine. I think that's neat. But, yeah, this is not many pieces, so not a lot required to put this together, including our last sticker. Take our X-Acto knife. I have to get a new blade for this, and then a backup blade, because, you know, it is almost October, and in October I will be carving a big old pumpkin, and I will need my X-Acto knife for that. And I think I'm going to do another cardboard project, I think in November. I had a lot of fun doing that when we did the cardboard belt for League of Heels for the cardboard championship. So I think I'm going to do another one. I don't know what I'm going to do, though. But I want to do another cardboard build. I want to do another piece, because that was a lot of fun. Using cardboard and super glue, or hot glue and tape, and designing a wrestling belt. It was a lot of fun to do. So I would be interested in figuring out another project to do again. But I don't know what. Oops. Sticker is giving me some issues. There it is. Alright, and then we'll just use our Q-tip here. Push that in there. Great. That's our gun. That's it. The machine gun is pretty simple to build. So we can take that, and we'll put that here. And just take the hand off. Very simple to do. One of these hands has like the trigger. You know, that was not a hard part to put together, and then you just have to snap this back in. And that can sometimes be tricky. Yeah, sometimes the trickiest part of putting these weapons in is just like the thumb, getting the thumb where it should be, and get everything snapped back together. Occasionally be a little awkward. Here. Synergy, I just earned the Lego skin for Bastion and Overwatch. Heck yeah! That was a very fun kit to build. I gotta bug Austin, because I don't know if he ever finished that off stream, because he started building it on stream during the Waypoint charity stream, and I don't know if he ever finished it. I mean, he's a busy person, so I'm not here to tell him he's got to do it, but I know he would enjoy it, and it's a great kit. It's a great completed kit. That was great. I mean, you know, the Reinhardt Diva 2-pack is pretty solid as well. They're just smaller. He makes a clicky clack noise. Yes, the clickety clack of the joints there is very solid. All right, so we finished the gun here. We'll go ahead and assemble our shield. Get going on some of that. We will be taking a pause for the cause shortly. All right, this takes a lot of components from everywhere. It's a good looking shield. But yeah, in a couple minutes we'll take our pause for the cause, and I'll talk about ways that you can support the stream if that's something you'd like to do. Spooky. But yeah, we're definitely in October gonna carve a pumpkin because I really like doing that. Last year we got a couple small little pumpkins, and we did that, and that was fun. Those pumpkins you don't normally carve, so they had a very short shelf life. But this time around, I'm just gonna do one big pumpkin, and I think I'll just change how I stream. And I'll be like standing and doing it on this table, and we'll still have the overhead, but then this will be like raised, and we'll have a couple different. Well, this will actually be raised up, and will, instead of behind this camera that I'm pointing at right now are my monitors, instead that'll be off to the side, and this will be like facing me and the pumpkin as a front shot, and then I'll have the overhead as well. I'll have to rig that up. It shouldn't be too hard. I'll just have this crane arm, this one, on the tripod, like attached to the tripod. I have it in my head how to do it. It'll take like me thinking about it and a little more setup than normal, but I think it'll be really fun. A little more like how it looked when we did our computer build, or I did the computer build, this very computer. All right. Okay. But yeah, we'll take a pause for the cause in a moment, and I will talk about ways you can support the stream, and then we'll continue with finishing this kit up before we do some other stuff, and I'll talk about some anime that I watched because I caught up on one show, and I watched two others, and I watched a special that I hadn't watched yet that I was meaning to do. Finally got around to the time to watch it, so we'll talk about a few things. Alright, that goes there. Let's see. This goes here. Right. That goes like that. Okay. That isn't right. There we go. Got it. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. It took a second there. It wasn't lining up right, and that was throwing me off. All right, let's take our pause for the cause, and we'll come back and we'll keep working on the shield, and then we'll do a water transfer decal or water slide, and then we'll do some Lego setup probably which will be in the next build. First and foremost, let's throw the Bear Cave and Lego emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can throw any of them to Death Scythe, whatever you got. If you're a subscriber, throw that in the chat. Let the people know. Thank you very much for being a subscriber. It means a lot to me. If you use your Twitch coin, consider if you want to save money. Today would be a great day to convert that. If you wanted to, use your coin with other people, you could support me here in that way. If you've never been a subscriber or a tier 1 subscriber, now would be a great time to get on board. Or if you wanted to convert to it from one of the other ways, that would be rad. You don't have to. Bits and coins, always appreciated. Thank you very much to those that do. I also have a Patreon. You could join my Patreon if you'd rather do that. If you join my Patreon, there's a Q&A video that I put up on Saturday. You could watch that. You could also, because only patrons can see that, tomorrow you could see the background and characters video that I know that goes out to everybody on Wednesday. Well, $5 subscribers get to see that tomorrow. $10 as well. It's just another way in case you don't want to use the Twitch method of supporting. Patreon's another option. And, it's something. You can also do it for $1 instead of $5. I also have an Amazon wish list. This is all in the show description on the YouTube video if you're watching the archives later. If you're watching the VOD, go to twitch.tv/PatBaer, and you can see links to everything. My wish list. I just found out something was bought off there by Ultron. Thank you, Ultron. I've got everything on here from a couple more ships for One Piece. I added Mr. Freeze Bat Cycle Battle, which is a 200-piece kit. That is a small little kit, a Lego kit that I put up in there. I've got some of the last 3 of the Bandai Dragon Ball Mecha collection. Those tiny little kits. I might end up picking those up when I go to New York Comic Con next week. So I'll take them off the list if I do end up picking up any of those. I got Lego sets. I've got model kits. I've got a couple papercraft things. I got expensive things and cheap things, and some equipment at the very bottom. If you want to buy me a God Hand pliers, you could, or a new big chair that's better than the chair I'm using right now. You could. I don't know. You got options. These are just other ways to support the stream if you're so inclined. And as always, if you buy something off the wish list, it will jump the line. So I'm finishing this up. I'm going to do a Lego set. After that Lego set, if something comes in the mail, if Ultron's, the kit Ultron picked up comes in the mail, that I build that. And then I won't build Go Tanks until after I finish. And if I have multiple things in the mail that come in for my wish list, well, then I put up a poll for my patrons, and it's a whole thing. Whatever. You get it. USA Gundam Store sells gift cards. You could buy a gift card and then send me a DM, because my DMs are open, or a whisper here on Twitch. And that's an alternative to Amazon and Twitch. If you're like, I do not want to do that, but I will buy a gift card on this other website that emails Pat daily with deals that he does not take advantage of. I know about those deals. And then I have a coffee and a Streamlabs and a PayPal and anything. Those are just ways to support me directly with cash. If you're like, I don't want to buy a kit, here's $8. Here's 2 coffees. It's like $6, which is like $5. Coffee and Streamlabs and PayPal, my PayPal link, are all just ways that will go into a fund where I buy kits with that money. So everything that I make on here from Twitch and Patreon, and I'm $60 away from another YouTube payout, but that'll come someday. Someday I'll make money on YouTube again. That all goes into me buying kits and equipment. And I've been very lucky, have not needed equipment in a while. I bought a new bulb for one of these, for that one. But I haven't had to buy anything else, and that's good. I bought a clip light. Behind this, I have a clip light to add more light in the room that is more natural, because that's important. And I'm just people sending things. Somebody thought I should be on somebody's podcast, which, yes, I mean, I should. I should totally be on that podcast. Ooh, any wrestle friends in the crowd? Uh, the uh, the authors of Pain are wearing suits, and they're not matching. They're different suit jackets and suits. They're not wearing uh they don't look like they're paramilitary. That's great. I'm very happy about that. That they don't look like they belong to some sort of PMC. That's great. Oh, also Discord. I got a Discord. I'm gonna put that in there. We're gonna get back to building. Finish this kid up. Uh, Thank you for putting up with me promoting myself and my manyest things. We'll talk about some anime now. Um, right out of the way, no Blackwater look-alike. Indeed, Christian. They just look like angry men wearing suits. And that's cool. They should be. I don't hate the name Authors of Pain as a name of a wrestling tag team. Uh, I do think that if you are called the Authors of Pain, it's very hard for you to have a face turn. I think that if you are the Authors of Pain, it's hard for you to be good guys. Uh, because AOP also doesn't sound nice. Because you can just go, oh, that's the AOP is here. No, that doesn't work. Uh, but I think if the Authors of Pain are here, and they're saving the puppies, that I don't. It doesn't sound right. Authors of Pain should have smoking jackets and pipes. Yeah. Yes, we're building a shield, as Leo puts it. The Sierra Hotel India Echo Lima Delta shield. Yeah, we're building a shield. Um, Indeed. Uh, the shield sounds like the name of, uh, you know, sounds like you can be, heels and faces. But your face, your heels that think you're faces. You think you're the good guys, but you're not. All right, so we got our handle there. We got one handle. We got the handle for the hand there. We got the thing that's going to connect to the arm component we're about to build there. I don't know what these terms, I don't know how to say what these are, but you get what I'm saying. Different connectors. We're doing it. And that'll almost be the end of it. Oh, and then, yeah. Then authors like Dan Reichert. Yes, Dan Reichert, notorious for his smoking jacket and pipe. Also, yes, I will say, Ultron, that if the Authors of Pain wanted to turn face and wanted to become good guys, the idea of them leaning into the authors and leaning away from the pain part and focusing on the author part is very funny. And that could be very fun of them just being like reading to people and just generally being pretty chill and nice is a pretty fun gimmick. Um, there is a photo from the set of the Big Show's sitcom for Netflix with him and some wrestlers of his era. And one of them is Rikishi. And because they were reading a script, Rikishi has reading glasses on. He has big old reading glasses on. And that is a good look for Rikishi. He's an older gentleman now. But I thought that was a great look. Just like that big man with readers. I thought was great. I'm a big fan of that. Jack Gallagher could be their manager. Jack Gallagher is their third, okay? Gentleman Jack, is no one's manager. He is the third author of Pain, clearly. He's no Drake Maverick who wrestles but is also a great look, when Jack doesn't want to wrestle anymore and wants to be in the business and doesn't get hurt, uh, that's fine by me. But that man can still go, and so I do not want him in a managerial role because, especially that damn outfit of WWE does not know what to do with managers. See the fact that Selena Vega does not wrestle every fucking week, which is unbelievably ridiculous because she is very good at wrestling. But since she's a manager, she doesn't wrestle. It sucks. Really dislike that. Uh, yes, a mouthpiece. Yes, yes, he could easily be their mouthpiece. The All Others of Pain and their third member would be a good bit of business. Uh, Look, this is not a brag because I'm going to say how weird it is. Uh, Gentleman Jack follows me on Twitter, which is great. Um, he Jack is a duder and a giant bomb fan before he was on television, which is incredible. And Jack follows me, and I think that's great, and I really appreciate it. But every once in a while, he likes a tweet that I make, and it always feels very weird. He is one of the only people out there that I'm like, oh, Jack liked that. Oh, like I don't care about like if friends. Look, I'll put up posts that get one like, and that's fine. If y'all who follow me on Twitter don't give a shit that I think that some of Sia's best work is her work with LSD, with Labyrinth and Diplo. If you don't think LSD is some of the finest work that Sia does, that's fine. I got one like from that, or two likes from that. That's fine. I don't give a shit about that. But when Jack Gallagher likes my anime tweet, that rules. I think that's great. I'm real into that. I saw him for the first time in the the CWC, and I was instantly on board. Love hearing him on the Beastcast. Yeah, I knew of him from the British wrestling scene. I'm not super connected with that scene, but as he is a funny wrestler, he's not a comedy wrestler, but he is a wrestler that incorporates comedy into his matches and has fun in his matches, along with being a really good wrestler. Um, I was aware of him because I am aware generally of all comedy wrestling, especially when I was booking it. I was always aware of people who are legit and could come in and do something with us. Um, so I've always been knowledgeable of the Gentleman Jack. Okay, so we're done here. We got a bunch of extra shit. We could put on alternate front plates. We could put on an alternate chest. We could really do some mods to this and change things up if we wanted to, which is neat. It's cool that all this, we've got a lot of extra stuff with this kit. I'm never against extra stuff. I got to organize it better in the box. But yeah. We are going to do one water transfer as promised. Beam saber, we'll put in there. Also, you can take the beam holder on the back and put it on the shield, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it as is. And the machine gun can lay down there while I prep, so you can look at it while I prep for our water transfer. I cut this out big. It is cut around, but I did want to have a lot of room for this. We're just putting this symbol on the shield. That's the only thing we'll do here for a water transfer. Anime talk. I will start with the easy conversation, which is I still feel like I am watching Fruits Basket out of obligation. I am no longer super engaged with it. I have not been in a while. I think there's a lot of heart to that show. I think the voice acting is really well done. And I'm still, happy that it exists, that it's back. I'm still very pleased that, a series I enjoyed when it first came out is back and is closer adaptation to the manga than the previous incarnation, and the mangaka apparently is very pleased with it, and that's awesome. But it is not really hitting me, and I am sad about that. I would love to love it, but right now, it's all right. Um, let's see. Oh, I also watched the behind the scenes special for Dr. Stone. I didn't watch that last week. I watched that this week. That's real good. I recommend it if you like Dr. Stone. It's the kind of stuff that you would normally just see on a Blu-ray, and so the fact that I think because Crunchyroll is put money behind it and is like focused on it as one of their big tentpoles series. I think that they put the special out, and it's good. But like I said, normally you would watch that on YouTube, and it'd be a fan translation, and it wouldn't be official. That's pretty great. I don't know if you're not into Doctor Stone, I don't think that it's gonna like get you on board with the series. I don't think like that's the thing that's gonna do it. But as someone who already likes the show, it was just cool extra shit. But yeah, I mean, it feels like a thing that you would torrent or watch on YouTube, and it would be fan subbed, and you'd be like, "Holy shit, this thing!" Instead of the reality, which is, "Oh, cool, this is on Crunchyroll." Let's see if I can. All right, so this one was not cut, which means we actually have to cut it, which I don't like to do. So I thought that this was pre-cut, which you will find on some stickers. It was not. So I will grab some cardboard here, and we will cut. So we just have to cut off. Oh, no, it is. Oh, never mind. It is pre-cut. It didn't look like it was pre-cut, but it is. Okay. This is definitely a case of do as I say, not as I do. I am not doing this well. It did not separate fully from the paper, so we are soaking it in water a little bit more. Yeah, Dr. Stone was good. One Piece. Let's talk about One Piece. This episode felt like it was an hour long. Look, is the action in this episode of One Piece great? Yes. Is the sumo slap that Luffy finally delivers fucking rad, and the outcome of what happens awesome? Yes. Is it great that the moments where a young girl is having her cheeks pulled so that she will talk, and it looks very violent and not cool, the fact that that is over with, apparently, is that great? Yes. It's not graphic, but it's a lot. Does the Zoro appearance and looking tough as hell? Great. Yes. I'll even say this, folks. It starts with Luffy is fighting a sumo wrestler who refers to himself as Yokozuna because he is undefeated. And Luffy says that he is undefeated in sumo. He's pretty good at sumo. He is undefeated against he only has sumo wrestled Usopp, who, as many people may know, even though Usopp got some guns and has some, hey, what's up, Lastbrook? Even though Usopp has some muscle, Usopp is not super strong and is certainly not a sumo wrestler. So it is pretty ridiculous that Luffy claims to be an undefeated sumo. But anyway, they have a sumo fight, and it takes too long, and it shouldn't have been the whole episode, but it does look cool in certain parts, and I'm glad that that part is over, and I think the sumo wrestler is, if not dead, then definitely defeated as hell. Um, but I know that we're getting a lot of we're going to be getting a lot of filler coming up. And I'm not totally opposed to that, but I'm also not looking forward to it. All right, so I am trying to scrape off some of the paper that didn't want to separate. That is the thing you run into. The issue with water slides is sometimes, even though this kit is not that old, sometimes it just doesn't want to separate. And most likely what I would recommend is clear coat, some sort of clear agent, hairspray, something to help adhere it, or a dab of glue if you have glue, you can do that. What we'll do is we'll just wet this, place it, and then dry it, and hope for the best. We are going to hope that this adheres. We do not know if it will. And then we will use the dry end here to dry up any liquid. I don't expect this to adhere well because, as I said, it didn't slide well off the paper, which means that it doesn't have a lot of stickiness to it. It could work. This could work fine, but I am not holding out hope that it will. So I may have to use glue of some sort to adhere. I will most likely, in the next closer look, take a closer look at this and see how it turned out. But that is our kit. We are done with that. We are going to break out our Lego set, which is our next thing. I'll take a photo of this after the stream is over to put it on Twitter and all that. Take this over here. This is like this is a thin piece of cardboard that used to be part of a frame, and I use it to do X-Acto knife cuts, as you can see, so that I'm not cutting directly on the cardboard or the table, which you can see I didn't always do and should have been doing the whole time. Instead, I was cutting through foam core on this table, which was a mistake. But yeah, we don't need. We are going to save our this in case we need it. Our sponger, because sometimes a part separator just doesn't separate. So it is nice to have that out. But we won't need our other tools for this kit. Yeah, that's our next component here is this 3-in-1 Lego set. So we will just start dealing with that right now. As said, this is a 3-in-1 kit. I've got one more anime thing to talk about, which we'll get to in a moment, but I will talk about this first and we'll go there. I got my brick separator. Gonna put that there. This is not like bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, because it is 3 kits in 1, is a 3-in-1. Oops. So we did have a couple big black pieces there that are not in a bag. So we have 3-in-1. This is the Sunset Track Racer 3-in-1 kit. You have a race car, a different kind of race car, and a boat. We will build the third race car. No, actually no. We will end on the other race car, because that will fit in the box best probably. No, you know what? Yes, yeah. In my view of it, that's going to be a smaller car because it doesn't have the roof. So we will build the racer. We will build the boat, and then we will build the other kind of vehicle. Kind of spread things out. That's what we're going to do. That's the order. But the first thing first, while I talk about this third anime, or this last anime series I watched, I'm going to start knolling. If you've not been here for Lego builds, knolling is the process of I am going to be separating these pieces by color. It makes life a lot easier. What I will do off stream is I will also do stuff like that. Like I will take the same piece and kind of do this. So that way it decreases the real estate on the board, on the table. But doing something like this just makes it a lot easier for me to find the pieces that I need to find. Uh, so yeah, so that's all I'm going to do here is I'm just going to null. I'm going to save a bag for extra pieces. Uh, 3-in-1, car, boat, and other car, right, Leo? In the same way that the last 3-in-1 we did was kind of similar, where it was like other kind of, it was uh, beach vehicle, lifeguard station, other beach vehicle. Slightly different beach vehicle. Yeah, sometimes the 3-in-1s are super creative. I mean, the most creative was the space shuttle, moon base, moon buggy. That one felt very distinct and very cool. Now, the other thing about doing these kits is you end up with pieces that you don't have to use in all of them. Since we're going to start with the actual racer, that will use the most pieces, and then some of the other ones will use far less. Obviously, the boat won't use as much. But yeah, it is sometimes a little silly. But yeah, we're just going to separate out into the different colors. Try to keep black and our blue separate. It's very noticeable here, but for me, sometimes it can be a little rough to. And we'll build right here to separate them. I'm going to drink some water because I didn't during the break. If you haven't had any water, now's a great time to have some water. But yes, I'm excited. One, I like doing Lego, and two, I'm a little tired of doing, as I said, I'm just a little tired of working on stickers. So this will have 0 stickers because it's a 3-in-1. Then they don't come with decals. As Danny, Drew, and Rob would point out, there's a huge difference between a closed wheel and open wheel racer. Yes, Leo, these are different vehicles by all means. I'm here to acknowledge that these two cars, one of which has wheels with no covers on it, one of which has a roof, they are different kinds of racers. For sure. But when they say it's a 3-in-1 and you get 3 different kits, these are pretty similar kits. The two cars are pretty similar. But I admit that they obviously are different. But yes, certainly. They're not the same as the spaceship, the underwater robot, the underwater ship, and then the base. That felt very different. These do not feel as different. They're still good. They just don't feel that different. All right, so we're gonna know this. The last show I want to talk about is Arifureta. This was episode 11, and I found out, y'all, this show is 13 episodes. That is shocking to me that this show got a 13-episode run because it's not great and the animation is bad, and the fact that they're paying for a 13-episode run is so surprising. I was like, they're going to do 13 of these because episode 11, hey y'all, episode 11, spoiler alert, introduces a new supporting character. It's infuriating. This show, which was my favorite of the isekai, which has become very disappointing as it becomes more and more of a harem show. Guess what? So they introduce a character who is young and a child, so hopefully won't, and has decided that our main character is her papa after calling him Oni-chan, and him being like, "Don't call me your dad." Or don't call me your older brother. And she's like, all right, fine, Papa. And he's like, actually call me older brother, which was funny. I thought that was actually pretty funny. And then she's like, no, Papa is Papa. So they introduce she's a mermaid character that can also walk on land. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care about that part. It did end the episode with a terrible bit of all of the 3 female characters that are not the child requesting that Hajime give them a baby. So that was unnecessary. Um, they called the Dragonborn hentai a lot, to which she made her laugh noise at, because she, of course, has a bit of self discovery and found out that she likes it when people are mean to her, which is a lot, especially because the beginning of this episode was a flashback about her father dying and telling her that someday someone will be able to stand up to the gods and fight God, and that she should help that person do that. And then the reason that she left her isolated place, because people think that Dragonborn are completely gone. She left like their sanctuary because she felt that these humans that were coming, which Hajime is part of, it was important, and so she went to go find them. And it's this like cool moment, and then it's just punctuated by moments of just like that character. I do not enjoy the character flaw of someone who wants to be disrespected. Look, if that's your thing, that's your thing, and I'm not here to say that's not your thing. That's bad. You're not bad. I'm not here to kink shame or to shame at all. I am here to say that it is so trite in anime to have that character and use that character for laughs, where someone goes, "You're a pervert," and she shudders. I hate that. I dislike it. This show I thought was going to be great, and it's a bummer. There's cool action in it. They find this mermaid child. They find out that she has been kidnapped and is going to be sold into slavery. And then when they turn her over to the authorities, because Hajime, despite being a very nice guy, is an edgelord and is like, I am not equipped to handle a young child in our party. Well, then she gets kidnapped from the police. And then he's like, oh, well now. And then they're like, they want the bunny girl because they are an illegal, obviously, slave trade. And so, of course, they want the bunny person. And he's like, well, now it's personal, which is cool. And there's some good action. I'm just like, this show did not need a young child character that did not in this episode, but certainly in a future episode, because there are two more, because it's somehow a 13-episode arc, will say something to the effect of, when I grow up, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it fucking already, like, it happens in shows that don't consider themselves harem. So it certainly is going to show up in that show. It's guaranteed there'll be a thing in episode 13 when she's just like, I'll be an adult in 2 years, or some dumb shit. Alright, also, I gotta say this, okay? Look, I will say the positive thing in this episode. There's a fish with a human face, and he's a respectful gentleman, and that's the fucking best. If you've been watching Arifureta, there's an episode where they run into, very briefly, a fish that has a man's face and can talk. And they remember that they are there's a moment where Hajime, who is mostly an edgelord, is being incredibly respectful when talking to this fish man. Not a mer person. He's just a fish with a man's face who can talk, with humans. And he asks, like, hey, he's a little Seaman, Aristophan. He is a little bit like Seaman. Yes, that is apt. He's like, hey, how are you able to communicate with monsters and sense monsters. And he's like, well, and explains his story apparently. And the fish man feels bad and gives him some advice, and also is the person that says, hey, just so you know, when I got caught in a net and put in this aquarium, there was a mer person who had been kidnapped. You might want to take a look at that, since you're a party of a dragonborn, a vampire, a human from another world, and a bunny person. Maybe you want to take a look at this mermaid who's been kidnapped. And that's a great part of the episode. I want more of that. I want a whole lot more of cool fish man that they feel bad because they're accidentally responsible for him getting captured in the first place. They also don't show how he got freed. I assume they were just like, hey, I want to buy this fish. I'm an adventurer. But they did get rid of that fish out of an aquarium. That was the best part of the episode, honestly. But yeah, in general, Arifureta started as one of my favorite shows of the season, and it is now not great. I can recommend that show up until the point where they meet the bunny girl. So up until the point where they make it out of the first labyrinth, because they already went to another one, and seemingly got sidetracked. But yeah, once the bunny girl shows up and it becomes another harem anime, it is not good, and actually a bummer, which is a shame. I guess it would be 13 episodes, but I guess it would be wrapping up next week if they hadn't taken a week off. But they took a week off. Because also, like, the fact that it's 13 episodes and the animation is bad, like, the fighting animation isn't good. The CG looks terrible for a lot of the fights. So the fact that show is getting 13 episodes is so surprising. Like, the idea that it has OVAs, like, yeah, that makes sense. Of course it has OVAs. The manga, there's already a manga. It's like one of them I know is based on Yue's diary, the vampire girl's diary, who like went from being a really compelling character to now is just like there's not much for her to do. She's just like still good magic, and then I don't know. What else? It's it is somewhat disappointing. I am excited for new anime in October. I am hopeful for the new shows being good. Maybe the cheap animation was the thing that allowed them to have 13 episodes. Christian, that's totally fair. That could be the concession they made in order to get 13, is that they skimp out on some of the fights and make them look not great. Not all of the fights. Sometimes the fights look good, but sometimes the fights look very bad. And the vehicles that are CG look very bad. And like, they could get around that. The fact that those vehicles are created by magic items could be the excuse they need, but they don't. They just have them look bad. It's a bummer. Alright, so we're building our car, working on a Lego. But yeah, I'm excited for new shows. There are a lot of isekai. My Hero Academia, indeed. Random CG and a 2D show always pulls me out. So Leo, like, I think like Overlord's use of CG for big battle scenes, because a lot of times they're playing they use it for unnatural creations. I could usually, like, I'm totally fine with it. It did look weird when they had giant armies of trolls, or goblins, giant armies of goblins in that. Didn't look great when they did that. That animation doesn't really hold up comparatively, but in general, I think that sometimes it can be done well. And as I said, it should be, because it's otherworldly, it should look fine, but it doesn't. I can't think of an anime that doesn't have CG. Yeah, I mean, like Christian, like certainly. Um, I think Black Clover uses its CG to great effect for its fight scenes. Um, I think that some people don't like the art style that is definitely a cost saving measure where sometimes it looks more hand drawn manga, like things are stretched out and detail is kind of removed to show that someone's using like a lot of it. Leo says every once in a while, wide shots of characters walking in Demon Slayer, they switch to CG characters and the frame rate is different. Yes, Leo. Yeah, and I bet that won't be the case in the Blu-rays. I bet in the Blu-rays they will fix those little moments there. Uh, but yeah, sometimes in Demon Slayer you can kind of see it here and there. But also, they're spent one. That's a double order of show episodes. So the fact that that series is so long, and two, um, the fight animation in that is so gorgeous that I can't like anytime that like if they do like episodes where everyone is chibi just to save some money here and there, I can't fault it because that show is goddamn beautiful. And I yeah, I'm just like whatever, cool, cool. You're gonna recycle a bunch of shots because it's the storyline and it's repetition of what just happened, but it's also to save a little bit of money. Sure, that show is so long and so good looking. Yep, yeah, there's a double. It's a double, and it's rad. Um, the fights in Grand Belm look good. They're obviously all CG, but they're also like in another dimension and magical mechs. So like it shouldn't look like the digital art of just them in school. Like them in school and them in a mystical representation of a battlefield in completely created from their minds mechs powered by their own magic. Yeah, that should look different. It shouldn't look the same. So like that CG I think is used pretty well. I saw some clips of that show. Yeah, Grand Belm is fucking weird, Christian. I talked about this I think on Saturday. How it was a show that I wasn't watching, and then I had some friends tell me, "Hey, you might like this show," and it's weird because like it's slow. Look, Graham Belm is fucking slow as hell. It takes a long time to get good or interesting at all. Uh, I know a few people were like, "Oh, you said the twist was interesting. I don't think the twist is that interesting." I'm like, I didn't say it was interesting. I say they got me because I didn't see the twist coming, and it then affected me. Also, as I said, I think I said this before. That show is totally willing and interested in delving into its feelings, and I'm very much into that. Leo says I'm good with it sometimes, like DS or like the DBS Super Brawly movie, uh, Dragon Ball Super, and the final fight switches to CG. But it's so quality, it's even better than the game. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not opposed to CG. Like, sorry, I dropped a thing. I gotta go pick this up. But I'll keep talking. There are some episodes of shows. There are shows that are done in art styles that I don't necessarily love, and sometimes it's hard to get into shows when you don't really like the art style. But I don't fault people for being a business. I do think that Arifureta's art style doesn't mesh well with its CG, and it looks bad. It looks. There is a there's a fight with the dragon lady before they find out that she's a dragonborn and can just look like a human person. Uh, when she's just a dragon, there's a point where magic hits her, and the way she falls looks like I did it. It looks like I was like, "Oh, gotta get this dragon to fall out of the sky." It's unbelievably cheap. It's such a fucking bummer. I did say, as I said, I am interested in some of the isekai. all of but one of the isekai that I'm interested in are all on Crunchyroll because they promoted all of them, uh, which is interesting. So, uh, High School Prodigies have it easy, even in another world. Ascendance of a Bookworm, and Didn't I Say to Make My Abilities Average in the Next Life? Which, hey, are those isekai based on light novels? Fucking yes, they are. Uh, Hatage, uh, the Kimomichi, the wrestler isekai, the wrestler turned pet store owner, was not included in that teaser the Crunchyroll put out, so I don't know if they got that show. Uh, I don't know where it's going to be because I don't have an in on that. Maybe I'll ask, but that's usually a thing where I just like see a clip of it. Because hey, you know who doesn't fucking doesn't promote their anime outside of promoting it if you're watching other anime is Hulu. Uh, Funimation and Crunchyroll have videos and trailers, and they put up banner ads, and they're like they want you to know about the other anime they have. Hulu, as far as I can tell, is just like, here's another new anime. I guess you're watching this new anime. Do you want to watch this other one, or do you want to watch this old one that's done? You can also watch this old one if you want. But I feel like I never know what shows they have. Like, I have to find out. They don't want to tell me. They want to tell me about Christian. Yes, I do know about the Mob Psycho 100 OVA. Yes, I am aware of that. Yeah, I do know that. But like, I feel like Hulu, Amazon Prime is Amazon's kind of the same way. Like Amazon, I think sometimes is like, wait, we have anime. But that's also why I follow a bunch of random accounts on YouTube that just put clips of anime up, because sometimes they put clips of shows that I'm like, wait, what's that? And also, somebody here in chat was like, hey, Arifureta is also on Hulu, because I was complaining about how I was watching Demon Slayer or Demon Lord Retry, and how there wasn't like another show on Hulu that I wanted. And they're like, oh, what about this one? And so I started watching it. But yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna like have to pay attention to websites listing the good shows that are coming out and what makes whatever. I hope that Mob OVA is good. I got burned on one bad OVA this season. The OVA for that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which honestly I wish had not been out. Oh, I am gonna watch. Here's one show I am gonna watch. Um, uh, I'm clicking a bunch of stuff here. Because I got caught up on Radiant, so I'm gonna watch Radiant season 2 because I ended up digging that show. I think that. Hey, what's up, Dirty? Welcome towards the tail end of the stream. I ended up liking that show towards the end of it, Radiant. I think it went on a couple episodes unnecessarily, but overall I did like it. I am going to check out Welcome to Demon School, but I bet that that's not going to be funny because it doesn't look like a funny comedy. It just doesn't look great, but I'm going to try it. It's a comedy about like a human boy that gets adopted into a demon world and then has to go to demon school and pretend to be a demon, because if everyone finds out he's a human, he's gonna get eaten. I felt someone was talking about me, so I came by. Well, I appreciate you're here. What was I going? Oh, what was I looking at on Crunchyroll? I was looking at some of the new stuff coming out. Yeah. So let's see if they updated fall lineup. Uh, right, we got. Let's see. Yep, Dr. Stone continues. Food Wars back. Uh, I don't like the card battling thing. The Chiafuru. This is not my thing. I know people will love it. People are happy it's back after 6 years, but not my thing. Black Clover, Hero Academia, of course. Uh, yeah, Sentence of a Bookworm looks fun. Um, Black Fox is a movie. That looks fucking cool. Uh, didn't I say to make abilities average the next life? It's a bunch of fun ladies. And it's a funny one. Also, an isekai that is all ladies generally isn't going to fucking make me furious, but who knows? High school prodigies have it easy even in other world. Like, I bet they're all very overpowered, and hopefully it's cool. And like I said, Radiant Season 2, yeah. I feel like, I don't know anything about Radiant Season 2, but I feel like there's probably a fighting tournament, right? If the solving the fighting the villain that maybe isn't a villain and realizing who the real villain is and fighting them is very season 1. So I feel like season 2 is probably going to be a fighting tournament. That's my guess. I don't know. The bookworm is sad. Oh, is the bookworm sad? I didn't know that. I made Hope Christian license the Isekai wrestling anime. Christian, me too. I mean, I feel like it's probably a Hulu show. But I don't know. But I do hope Crunchyroll has it. Yeah, Christian, I don't know. I know that someone's gonna get it. I mean, someone's licensed it. It is licensed. I know that. Because it's coming out in Japan on the 2nd. But I don't know who has it. Because it has not been announced. But somebody's going to have it because it just feels like it's going to... I mean, it's like Konosuba and Baka and Test. Like, it feels like that's going to be coming out in the U.S. at some point. But I don't know who's got it. Yeah, that bookworm seems cool. I didn't know it was a sad one, but it seems good. I'm into it. All right, we're going to finish up there. We did some work here on our Lego set, and we will continue that Lego set. Next stream is this Wednesday, is my Jackbox stream with y'all, playing games with y'all in Jackbox. That's Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Thursday is my normal build stream. Saturday after that. This week is my traditional streaming times. So check those out. And watch them if you can. And then I'll be back for more this week. Next week's going to be weird. Thank you, Ultron. Next week will be odd. It'll be a Monday, Wednesday, Sunday schedule next week. I'll post about it. But because of New York Comic Con, I am not available on Thursday or Saturday because I will be working I'll either be working when I'm streaming or just finishing up and not able to get to Brooklyn in time at all. And also, fucking exhausted. So I won't be streaming next week on Thursday or Saturday, but this week I will. But I will still do 3 times next week because I want to make sure you all get your anime talk. And there'll be new shows to talk about next week. But please come on Thursday and Saturday. Come tomorrow and watch, or Wednesday. What did I say tomorrow? I keep saying that. Come on Wednesday to watch me play Jackbox games with you. And I'll see you next time on the next Baer. Bye-bye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.